the Comfort Inn in Merritt after my truck broke down on the Coquihalla. So the truck was my husband's, and I gave it to my son, and then my son moved away, and they took his girlfriend's car, and he's in Saskatchewan. I'm in British Columbia, at the furthest part in Victoria. And when his girlfriend's truck or vehicle started giving them a lot of trouble, I said, well, I'll drive out your truck because I would love to see him. I haven't seen him for 7 months, 6 months. So I packed up all his stuff because I'm selling my house and I need to get all that stuff out anyway. All his stuff in the back of the truck, and had a mechanic look over it, and then took off and started driving. And the mechanic did say, but I didn't read carefully, to bring antifreeze. I brought windshield wiper fluid, steering wheel fluid. I brought everything but antifreeze. And I didn't have hardly any. I had like 2 ounces of water in my water bottle. So it broke down. I saw the temperature gauge go up like this, and then I pulled over and it went boom, and all this steam started coming up. So I waited for someone to maybe pull over and give me a hand, thinking that antifreeze would help it all. So it's just as well they didn't pull over, because I probably would have put it in there and started driving again when it didn't. No one pulled over. So I called tow truck, BCAA, and they sent a tow truck. Like 2 hours after sitting on the highway, they showed up and looked under the hood and said, oh, here's your problem. And my radiator hose has a huge hole in it. So we drive to Merritt. He's from Hope, so it was quite a drive for him. And we had a really good conversation, and really nice guy. His name is Taylor, and he's with the towing company in Hope. And he drove me to Canadian Tire. Everything was closed, and so I had to park it in Canadian Tire. And the thing is, the back of the truck doesn't lock. So I didn't want to leave it at Canadian Tire and then go find a hotel, because all his stuff is in there. You know, all his pictures, all his music supplies, all his art. Anyway, I hated to leave it there, and a generator, but I was able to lock that in the front of the cab. And then asked the tow truck driver if he would take me to a hotel on his way back out of town. So I'm at the Comfort Inn, and it's pretty plain Jane, and it's pretty well across from Canadian Tire. It'll be a bit of a walk, and I have my suitcase and a 6-pack of Clamato Chiladas. Yeah, so we'll see. So I phoned, like last night, I was still freaking out. I think, should I walk over there? Should I check on that stuff? And I did, and instead I looked them up on Google, and then it's a Facebook page. So I emailed I messaged them and said, this is what's happened. And so and then they got back to me and said, phone back when the store hours are like 9 o'clock to something. So right at 9 o'clock, I picked up my phone and I called them and said the same thing that I had messaged them. And they said, yeah, we've got the message, and your truck is already being pulled into the bay right now. And I told them that the temperature gauge seems to be stuck on hot. So he said they would take a look at that, and they're going to put a new hose on, and they'll phone me when it's done. So I should be on the road, hopefully, who knows, couple hours tops, I'm thinking. I'm hoping. And the receptionist at the desk here, I said to, they said they're going to phone me. Can I have a bit of an extension in case they don't phone me for a while? And so, yeah, I got an extension. Really nice. So that's the update. I didn't want to bore everyone on Facebook, but anyone who follows me on YouTube, even though I don't come on YouTube much, I'm just going to keep the long stories to YouTube. Okay. Thanks for listening, and I will let you know how it all goes. Okay. Bye.